Where does Jackson State, where do they go from here? After the 28-10 loss in the Orange Blossom Classic, what does the rest of their season look like? Let's talk about it after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe to the notification bell because we upload all the time. Now, as we know, Jackson State took a loss. They took their first conference loss in 21 games. They ran off 21 straight before finally losing their first conference game in 2 years to FAMU in the Orange Blossom Classic, the 2023 rendition of the Orange Blossom Classic. They lost that game after going down 28-0. They lost that game 28-10. Now, FAMU proved to be the better team that day. FAMU proved to be the more dominant team that day. FAMU showed us an element of their offense that we just hadn't seen before. That was the running game. Hadn't seen the element of their offense. FAMU had some big plays on special teams, 2 big punt returns, and a kickoff return for a touchdown. Jamari Cherie, he just dominated the game, and their running backs really took over and iced the game with 7 minutes left in the entire ball game. Jackson State didn't get the ball back. And so where does JSU go from here? That is the ultimate question. Let me fix my screen. I was messing around with that. Where does JSU go from here? And in all honesty, they still have everything in front of them. They go this week, they play Southern. That is a non-conference game technically, but a lot of bragging rights are still on this game. This game, Coach TC Taylor said it best, and if you didn't know before the FAMU game, you quickly found out after the FAMU game. JSU is everyone in the SWAC Super Bowl. I'm going to call it how I see it. Jackson State is the team that everyone wants to beat. Now, we've been saying this, but it has been proven in the aftermath of their loss to FAMU. Since their loss to FAMU, everyone in the SWAC feel like they beat JSU, not just the FAMU fans. Let me repeat that. Everyone in the SWAC feels like they were the team that went out and beat Jackson State 28-10. Excuse me. When that just simply isn't the case. Woo. The team that beat FAMU 28, or the team that lost to FAMU 28-10, or the team that beat Jackson State 28-10 is FAMU. They're the only team with bragging rights, and they're the only team that continues right now, as of today, continues to 100% hold their destiny, and the ones that we expect to see hosting a SWAC championship game come late in the season. But everybody else still has to play Jackson State. Like if you're Southern, you still got to line up against Jackson State this week. If you're, whoever else is on their schedule, you still have to line up against. Now, you can ruin their season by beating them, even though Southern is a non-conference game and Jackson State technically still could play in the conference championship, even if they lose this game this week. They can't lose this game this week. This now is a must-win game for JSU. One, because you don't want to lose to your rival. I mean, just quite frankly, you've beaten Southern. You lost 7, 8 straight, and then you've beaten them a couple of times now. You don't want to get to start back up another losing streak. You want to keep the current losing streak that Southern's on. You want to keep that going. That's one thing. And two, the reason why this is a must-win game, because you don't want to look vulnerable. You lose this game this week, just hypothetically, you don't want to go into Texas State, go down to San Antonio to an FBS team, a team that looked really good in their first week, on a 2-game losing streak, potentially extending that to 3 games. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be in that situation. You don't want to be in that predicament. You don't want to fall. You don't want to end this first 4 games on the road 1-3. That is not what you want to do. Your season will be derailed if you lose this game to Southern. I think this Southern game is a make or break game. It's a must-win game, because one thing that we can say about Coach Willie Simmons and FAMU after those previous 2 Orange Blossom Classic losses, they were resilient. They went out and won every other game, essentially both seasons. Last year, they ran off 9 straight. The year before, they ran off another 8 or 9 in a row before losing in the FCS playoffs. And so, therefore, you still have something to play for, even if you aren't able to make it back to the SWAC championship game, back to the Celebration Bowl. You can still be fighting for an FCS playoff bid, an FCS playoff bid. Once again, it's not the most glorious thing. It's not the ultimate prize, but it is a prize. It is still something to want to accomplish. It is still something to want to secure. It is still something that you are currently still playing for. And that's not to say the SWAC championship game still isn't an option. You just need a lot of help, right? There's nothing you can do. FAMU essentially has to lose twice for you to make it back to the SWAC championship game, along with you winning. But what you can control, the best thing for football teams and for anybody in life, to control what you can control. And what you can control is going out there and beating Southern. Now, Southern don't want to go down 0-2, so you ain't just going to go down to Baton Rouge against your rival, against Coach Eric Dooley, against a team you beat twice last year, including 35-0, and in the SWAC championship game on College game day. They don't want to lose to you again. Like, they don't want to lose another one to Jackson State. And so, therefore, and they also don't want to go down 0-2 for their season. They don't want to start the season off 0-2. So, no, they're going to play their most intense, high-quality football to recoup from those ugly losses they had last year and to prevent themselves from going 0-2 to start the season. And let's not forget, as Coach T.C. Taylor said this week, every Jackson State game is a Super Bowl for the other team for multiple reasons. But one, the most primary reason, is the fact that they haven't beat you in 2 years. Nobody in the SWAC had beat you in 2 years. They all want their lick back. All of them. And so, therefore, prepare to see the most disciplined, most eager, high-intensity football team down there in Baton Rouge against Southern. What are you going to do about it? Because you still have everything to play for. You still have a slim, but a chance nonetheless. So you're saying there's a chance, a slim, but there is a chance of you making it back to SWAC championship game. And nonetheless, if all else fails, you have a chance to make it to the FCS playoffs. But you can only do that if you continue to go out there and win. So you still have a lot to play for if you're Coach T.C. Taylor and Jackson State Tigers. Yeah, you lost the Orange Blossom Classic. It was a tough one. You got kind of embarrassed. You got to brush that off, wipe off your shoulders, look yourself, wipe your face off, and go to work. And that's what you got to do starting this week against Southern. Now, Coach Dooley and the Southern Jaguars, the same proposition is out there for you. Yeah, you lost a tough game first week, but you could still play for a SWAC title as well. Nobody, I don't think, only team that has a chance of going undefeated in the SWAC to me is FAMU. So it means the rest of those teams are going to have losses. And Coach Dooley, you're in the SWAC West. You still have a chance to represent the SWAC West in the SWAC championship game if you're able to get up and go to work. It's going to be, that's why this game is a must-win game for both teams. Just no team wants to leave that game with a losing record. Somebody will. Who will it be? Will it be Jackson State? Will it be Southern? JSU still has everything to play for. Will they come to play this week? Unlike they were last week. They didn't come to play. They weren't ready last week, and it showed. FAMU they were more well coached, better prepared, and just went out there and dominated. Will that be the case this week in Baton Rouge against Southern? Guess we'll have to wait and see, but you still have everything to play for, and that's why it is vital for you to go and get this win this week. But we will see what you're able to do. You also have to figure out your quarterback thing. What are you going to do with the quarterback position? Coach T.C. Taylor has not shown his hand. He believes Jason Brown will be able to play and will probably be the starter, but he also left the door open to the fact that we could see some packages with Zy McDonald, which would be smart. You have to be able to get him in the ballgame somehow. He earned the right to play against Southern. How much, I don't know, but he's earned the right to play. And I think that'll be the right move to give your offense some more diversity with a guy that can use his legs and also spin it from the pocket. But this game against Southern is a must win. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Jackson State takes on Southern before going to San Antonio the next week to take on Texas State. This Southern game is a must-win game, in my opinion, for Jackson State. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. That is on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.